there wasn't anything.
What happened to the Marvel universe?
Here. Like, do you want, even if you like the movie, do you think you want to see a third one after that ending?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I mean, and once again, it's just like I think it's Marvel conditioning us to expect certain things from comic book movies, and it's like it's nice if certain things to set up to other things, but like I don't need that. I just want a good movie,
And
you know.
in the last what decade of DC movies, it's not like they set up the next movie or next universe really well anyway. A lot of
It
stuff was
didn't.
promised and never happened.
Yeah, so it's like I'm just sick
They,
of empty promises at this point. You just don't set up to anything if you can't follow through on it. You know, I'm already starting to fall out of love with this Snyder Cut movement. Like restore the Snyderverse. I'm falling out of love with it. I really am. It's really frustrating, especially after Rebel Moon.
Well,
So
here's my thoughts on it. If they're not going to just do Justice League 2 and do Darkseid, I really don't care to see Wonder Woman, Aquaman 3, and all these other supplemental movies in the universe, honestly, based on what they did with the second movies.
I mean, you're right about I get you. I get you on that. I get you.
I mean, if they brought them all back together and said this is a Justice League movie, then you could see Momoa, Gal, Cavill, Affleck, and even Ezra all together again, then I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'd love to see that. But if they're still going to do their own separate stories and then do it's like continuing what at this point?
They have their own journeys. They have their own stories. Like, it shouldn't just all be like, oh, these movies exist because we're just making a team up movie. That's not how you should make films. Like,
that's why the first one flopped, because they rushed into Justice League.
That's why Batman v Superman was as messy as it was. Like, I know people.
Well, I mean, we left it at a really cool point after the Snyder Cut. Well, actually, after both cuts, Darkseid was coming.
Kind of with Justice League, but yes, I get it.
It was the same story. I think it was done better in the Snyder Cut, but it ends the same, where the Justice League forms to take out a big bad, which is still Steppenwolf. The only difference is at the end, they show Darkseid through the boom tube. But basically, the Justice League is together to protect the Earth and the universe.
Okay, but they don't. Doesn't mean they have to do everything together, because that doesn't happen. Like, they sometimes have their own stuff going on, you know. So it's like, I don't know. This is what it's saying. You see how Max is thinking. You see he's fried.
Yeah. I want to see great villains. Darkseid is a really cool villain.
I do too. I was with you. You could go back to my podcast and
when are you gonna finally give up and just say it's over?
What, on seeing Darkseid?
Yes.
I'm not. I want to see Darkseid.
I want to see Darkseid, but guess what? We probably won't see Darkseid now for another 10 years in the DCU.
I was, Ava DuVernay. I was excited to see that too. Although, we got the Snyder Cut version.
I mean, I didn't trust Ava DuVernay to do New Gods after a break.
Okay, anyway, the end of the Snyder Cut was a lot more interesting than the Aquaman 2.
Yes. Okay, yes.
Where it leaves off and where the potential for the future is.
Sure, yes, but I enjoyed myself regardless. I enjoyed Aquaman regardless. Whether we had a cool mid-credit scene, whether we had a cool ending setting up to a bigger thing, doesn't matter. I still enjoyed the movie. I
mean, that's the hook of these movies. It's like a soap opera, somewhat. Is you hook in the audience to say, oh, you need to see what happens next. And there's not that hook here. At the end, I was just like, okay, at the end.
What you thought was going to happen at the end? That they were going to bring back.
Did you really want them to set up, even though we know it's the end? Did you want them to really set up something that's not going to happen? That's not going to happen?
I'm Max. I want that.
Like, let's say this, because you know this is the last DCEU movie. Say that you loved the film. Did you still want them to set up to something that's not going to happen?
I just didn't feel anything at the end.
I'm sorry you didn't feel anything, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you did.
Like I'd feel like I want to see another adventure with this character, this version of Aquaman. I didn't.
Well, there's the thing, because they know, James Wan knows, those actors know, the other people working on the movie know, James Gunn knows. This is the last Jason Momoa Aquaman movie we're going to get. So this was their.
They didn't know that when they were making it.
Okay, then they could have. They would have kept the Ben Affleck scene.
Okay.
If they didn't know that, but just like. This is their send off to the character. That was it. Like, and so if this is the send off to the character, if they're not going to set up to other things, don't give me no stingers. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give me false hope. Don't give me another Superman at the end of Black Adam. Don't give me Wonder Woman at the end of Shazam 2. Don't give me none of that. Just send off the character and send me on my way. And that's what it did. That's what it did. I don't know. Like, man. Go ahead,
Max. It's like you're on a merry-go-round. You keep going round and round, hoping things change, and you're never getting off. You have to get off at some point and realize you can have self-contained movies without something